Those of you who have rocked with me for a long time know I'm a fan of random reading, and I pick a random book off the shelf, I crack it open, which is what I did today, and sometimes I go to the table of contents and I find something and say, okay, I'm going to read that chapter. Today was a little bit different where I just opened the book, and lo and behold, it was on page 182 of Marc Champagne's Personal Socrates. And the title of the chapter, which is why I raised my hand and said, oh, I'm going with this one, was titled, What If It Were Possible? And in this chapter, Champagne is interviewing billionaire investor Naveen Jain. He's a moonshot thinker, billionaire problem solver. And Naveen, that's what he hangs his hat on. He says every problem is solvable. He said the difference is it's your mindset that tells you what you can and cannot do. And Champagne writes that Naveen is a billionaire by default. Bro, I stopped right there. I just love that. He's a billionaire by default. Like, what are you an heir of? 100 heir, 1,000 heir, like by default. And by default, he's a billionaire because he provides solutions to billion-person problems that has amassed millions of dollars. And when I read that, I had to stop and look up and say, like, what am I thinking about? Right? Like, what am I providing solutions to? $100 problems? $1,000 problems? Or $1 million problems? $1 billion problems? And it really puts into context the level of your thinking, because the level of your success is dependent on the level of your thinking and the solutions that you provide. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be thinking about $100 problems. I don't want to be thinking about $1,000 problems when there are $1 million and $1 billion problems which need solutions, aka opportunities, that you and I can solve. What a beautiful blessing it is that you and I are equipped with the ability to be able to provide a solution to those problems. Now back to the book. Champagne writes that something magical sparks in your mind by simply putting two words in front of any sentence. And those two words are imagine if. Sounds crazy. But he said, think about this. The word imagine releases any rules, any previous assumptions, and any judgments simply by the word imagine. It opens things up. You're free to just let your imagination run wild and paint a picture of possibilities without any sort of constraints. Bro, isn't that amazing? Like, two words can begin to change your whole situation. And it doesn't matter how long that situation, you could be dealing with this situation for months, for decades. It doesn't matter. Simply two words put in front of any sentence that you're dealing with opens everything up. Imagine if. And you can begin converting your problems into a situation. I mean, freeze that right there. The questions that you ask, open your mind. Statements, close them. How many statements do you make every single day versus imagine if you formed them into a question? I mean, really, what if you put imagine if in front of any problem that you have right now? Imagine if, and you fill in the blank. Bro, this pries open your mind, and I use that word specifically. Pries your mind open. Because, man, you don't even realize it. It's like J.B. Weld on our mind. I mean, we close things. We get to a level of competence and a level of success, and we put these little dots of J.B. Weld around our mind, and we don't even realize it. And you think you're open-minded, but you're not, because you're making statements. you're casting judgment. How are you going to change any situation? I mean, the Bible even says that. It's like pouring old wine into new wineskins. What's it say? It burst. Can't tell you the chapter it's in, but I remember reading it. It burst. It can't hold it. And that's what we do, because the solution to your problem is not going to be found at the level of the thinking that created the problem in the first place. This is why you got to constantly be making believe, making new beliefs. The belief system that got you here, I did an episode some time back, probably a few months ago. Go back and listen to it. I don't even know which one it is, but it's got believe in the message. Your belief system should be fluid, not static. It shouldn't be something that it worked for you for a time, but bro, it's like clay on the potter's wheel, man. You got to keep shaping that thing. You got to be making new beliefs because you're at different levels in your life, plus or minus. And so you got to reshape those things. It's crazy, man. We want different outcomes, yet we stay at the same level of our thinking, if not worse. Because the more statements you make, the more mental blocks you put in there. And all you're doing is you're just reinforcing what you already believe. Why reinforce something you don't want to continue? And bro, you don't even realize, you and I both, we don't even realize how subtle this is. This is why I bring these messages. Is because I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to me. And I'm like, oh, whoa, you got to zoom out. Imagine if. Really, put those two words and everything begins to change. And Champagne writes that using imagine if, you begin to layer on. I love those two words. See, your imagination gets layered. This isn't a one and done. This is something you begin to consciously do. And you have to consciously do it first so you can eventually unconsciously just keep layering on. I mean, you look at people that you really idolize and you're like, bro, how do they make stuff? Because they're just wound up with curiosity and creativity. That's what they do. They just layer on pieces of imagination. So where everybody else is saying, oh, bro, it is what it is. Man, ain't no way that can happen. I mean, look at the economy. They're saying all these kind of different things. And imagine if you use the phrase, imagine if. And let me tell you what it's going to do. You're going to repel away these negative critical thinkers, the ones that just, piss in your pocket all the time, because they're just like, bro, man, you're so out there. You're just all foo-foo. You're so optimistic. There ain't no way. You begin to, and you just keep reinforcing it, man. Imagine if. Imagine if, imagine if. And you're looking at possibilities. See, here's what you're doing. You're using curiosity and creativity. What you already have it. But it's like a muscle. Use it or lose it. It's gotten dormant. It's like sitting in a chair for 6 months. Your legs are weak. So now you got to begin to use them again. So it's not like you're going to listen to this episode and be Captain Creativity or Captain Curiosity. It's not that at all. You have to use this thing. But you begin to use it and you get into the practice by using two words. Imagine if. This, and this was the lightning bolt for me, this is how you begin to solve billion-person problems. Forget about the money. The money's going to be whatever it is, okay? I want to solve billion-person problems. What's your problem? Adversity, uncertainty, and complacency is a billions person's problem. That's what I want to solve. That's what I want to bring to you is, look, you ain't alone. The narrative may be different, but shit, it all rhymes. We're all dealing with adversity, uncertainty, and complacency. How can I provide solutions to a billion people out there? Communication, curiosity, creativity, continuous learning and action, and productive confrontation. Bro, let me tell you something. You got to stop hanging out with $100 people. You do. You got to stop hanging out with $100 thinkers. I don't want that. There's too many other possibilities out there. And you'll begin, your vibe attracts your tribe. You'll begin to attract other people who want to jump on your ride, because it's like they see you from afar, and then they keep seeing you and keep seeing you, and you're just the same. And when I say the same, I'm saying you're not the same, because you're using imagine if. You're the same because you're consistent. You're always leveraging curiosity and creativity. 100% free. 100% free. Doesn't cost you a damn thing. You just leverage it. Those tools. And see, people see that and be like, bro, I want to be a part of that. So how do you do that? How do you do this? Yeah, I get all that, Marc. That's all fine and good. Ain't no app you got to download. There's no webinar you got to subscribe to. No Substack article you got to read. Just 2 words. Imagine if. In doing so, you got to start deprogramming the levels of your thinking, the restraints that you've put on yourself. Naveen even echoes this. He said, every one of us is born with potential and no limits. It's society, and you're agreeing with society, that has created the limits in your life. Ain't nobody or no thing standing in your way except you. That 3 pounds is sitting on top of your neck. Okay? And so here's what's beautiful. If you have learned restraints, then you can unlearn them too. That's what's beautiful. You were born with no limits. You were born with potential. You've just capped them off slowly, subtly. It's like that baby elephant that's tied to the stake. We've all heard that story. A baby elephant's tied to the stake. When he's super young, he can't pull that stake up. When he gets old, it's like a toothpick in the ground. But see, his mind was attached to that rope. I can't break loose. I can't get off. And so he could break that thing without even flinching. But he doesn't do it. And that's what we do. That's what we do. But we're going to change all that. 2 words can change your whole situation around, because this is what's going to open up possibilities through curiosity and creativity. And so instead of making a statement, you use imagine if. You ask it in the form of a question. And so where everybody else sees an obstacle, leveraging the power of curiosity and creativity, you say, imagine if. What if we... You start asking questions. This is why I'm a fan of random reading every day, because I could take something like this, read it for 15 minutes, and now apply it to my day. And instead of running around bitching and complaining, I look at the world through the lens of possibilities. I get a whole new playground every single day. And so do you. And bro, I mean, like, you can use this in any area of your life. Like, let's just take fitness. So imagine if you were in the best possible shape of your life. That's the lead domino for everything else. You master yourself, you can master the world. Because mastering your fitness, you got to master your emotions. And when you can master your emotions, ain't a damn soul going to stand in your way. That's true. So imagine if. What does that weight look like for you? What size is your waistline? What do you look like? Okay? And then you do one thing that reinforces that every single day. And don't give your effort away. Meaning, you put the effort in, don't negate it by saying, oh, I worked out today, I'm going to double up tomorrow, and then you sabotage it. Don't. This is how you stack wins. Imagine if. Track your weight, download a Fitness Pal. Bro, it's 100% free. And when you do it for a week, pretty much you eat the same things every day. When you start logging that, it remembers it, and you put that in. You want to lose weight, take your ideal body weight, multiply it times 12 or 13. That's how many calories you need to take in. That's it. It's really that simple. Imagine if. Career. Imagine if you were the GM. Imagine if you were a CEO. How would you run your organization? What would it look like? What would you do day in and day out? How would you train your people? What would the goals be set? Imagine if. Don't look at the limits right now. Don't look at who's in front of you. No, imagine if. And here's what's beautiful, man. You can play in this playground, and it's of no consequence because nobody knows what you're doing. You're embodying these things. You're thinking about these things, billion-person problems, and you're figuring out these little solutions. Not trying to backstab anybody. I'm just trying to capitalize on opportunities. So where everybody else is bitching and complaining, you're the imagine if guy. And those bitching and complainers, they'll move away from you because you're not co-signing with them. You're not talking about and adding on to it. They're like, no, phew. That's what they do. Side business. Imagine if your entrepreneurship that you want to take on right now, imagine if your side hustle paid all of your expenses. Your clients that you have on the side pay for all your expenses. So your regular job is free capital to invest. Don't tell me why it can't be done. Don't tell me how long it's going. No. Imagine if. What would that look like? What can I begin to align myself in doing? It's what I do. Wake up at a set time. Read for 15 minutes. Write for 20 minutes. Work out. Share something of value. Go live it. Design my day. I know I got to eat. I know I got to have clothes on. That's it. And see, it's the consistency part. You do this consistently, the universe is going to take notice. Life's going to say, got you, man. Got you. All you're imagining, and you just keep reinforcing that. Imagine if, man. I could see that. I could see that. Solving billion-person problems. I could see that. Money will take care of itself. Imagine if. So just go back to what Naveen said. Every problem is solvable. It's your mindset that tells you what you can and cannot do. Society has limited you. And let me tell you who society is. Your family, your loved ones, school, friends, TV, your bosses, anybody else who is just chirped in from time to time. And you just secretly, silently, slowly agreed with it. Those people, some meant no harm. Others did. But all in all, they were all projecting their limits on you, saying it can't be done because they're looking at everything through the lenses of their limitations. They don't understand your potential and your skill set at providing a solution, which is all these opportunities. That's different, isn't it? Imagine if. Let's get out of here. Thanks for sharing this episode. Share this episode with one person that, bro, their language has just began to shift and they're starting to kind of limit themselves. And you see it. It's funny, man. We see the possibilities in other people, yet we don't see it in our own selves. But you know what? Pay it forward today. Find somebody who comes to mind when you're listening to this episode and just say, hey, I need you to listen to Uncle Marsh. I think you'd find some use out of this, and somebody will do it for you too, man. And just begin to pry open, leveraging curiosity and creativity. That's all you got to do. Just imagine if. There's nothing else you have to do today. You don't worry about the results. You just pay attention to your language and those two words. All right? Let's get out of here. Keep it simple. Keep it moving. Never settle. Stay tough. And imagine if. Peace.